Hi on Aldanuka Random Stuff. We're gonna talk about the second round. I did okay the first round. I said Winnipeg in 6, ended up in 7. I said Dallas in 7. I was right on that. I was pretty sure that Colorado would win, especially after learning right after I did the stream that Robertson wouldn't play. I was like, oh no, what have I done? And I was right. In 7 for Dallas. I said in 5 for Vegas. It was a little harder, but at the end of the day, Vegas is Vegas. I said Edmonton in 7. It ended up in 6. After the first 2 games, I was like, okay, yeah, like I thought, yeah, I was wrong. Clearly, they will lose. No, they did not. So that was a big surprise for me. Even though I said Edmonton, I thought LA had a better chance of winning this time, but no. And today, Rob Blake quit the job, so yeah, a lot of stuff going there. Toronto finally passed the first round, which they did in 6 2 years ago against Tampa Bay, so not the first time, but you know, the way it was going at the end of the game, the fact that 2 ex-Montreal Canadiens helped them win that series, yeah. It was. I was happy for Pacioretty. I always like that player. Oh, sick character. Yeah, he's one of my favorite players to have played with the Montreal Canadiens. It's my only jersey that I have. And when it was when Pacioretty became captain of the Montreal Canadiens, I bought his jersey. So it's the only player that I have a real jersey of. Yeah, so 2 years after that, it was over. So it's okay. I still like that player enough for that. So I'm okay with that. Florida destroyed Tampa Bay. I was surprised, but I was Florida seemed to be a little beat up, and I thought, okay, it's gonna be the year where they're gonna go down, and okay, it's gonna be tough for them to pass the first round, and Tampa Bay is really on fire. So yeah, no, who cares? Tampa Bay just got destroyed in that series. I didn't thought it was that close, and I was surprised about that. Yeah, Florida really had their hands on the series from the start, and Tampa Bay never had a real chance. They won 1 game, but I really felt like, okay, no, it's Florida all the way. Yeah, they had a pretty good first round, that's for sure. Washington, Montreal. I said in 7 for Washington. I thought maybe it was more a wish than anything. I wanted Montreal to at least give them a good matchup and go as far as possible, as a Montreal Canadiens fan, of course. But at the end of the day, it's okay. I'm still happy with the way Montreal played, even though it was not perfect. There was a lot of things that gone wrong, but it's a young team. They were not supposed to be there. I think it's the youngest team to ever make the playoffs. So makes the playoffs. So that's kind of a big deal. That was surprising. I was not expecting that. I thought they would, for one last season, finish last in their division, and that's not what happened. So yeah, pretty surprised by that. I'm happy that they had that experience, and it's good for them. It's pretty good for them. And next year, I hope they are going to be prepared, because the other teams are going to wait for them. I don't think it's going to be easy, and I'm not even sure they're going to make the playoffs. But I still think that the experience they got here, and even for the management, it's pretty good for them, because they know what they need now, even more. Even though it was like pretty obvious, a second center, more toughness, things like that. It just like prove that even more. You know, it's even more easy to point out, okay, that was an issue, that was an issue, that was an issue. Yeah. So I think that was good for them. And for Washington, of course, they were clearly, at the moment they decided, okay, it's over. It was over. Even though Montreal tried from time to times, no. Washington really decided, okay, Game 3 was a tough one. We need to put our shits together. And that's what they did. That's what they did. So, congratulations, Washington. I like Ovechkin. So I'm happy for him, even though I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan. I wish him the best for next round. Carolina, New Jersey. That was not close. I think it was the series that I felt was... if it was not for Markstrom being really good in front of the New Jersey net, it's over in 4, in my opinion. I don't think there's a series there. It was... New Jersey was the most disappointed team, but at the same time, so many injuries, so many keys. I mixed the French word and the English word for keys. Okay, anyway. Yeah. No, New Jersey really was a tough one for them, that's for sure. I'm a little white. I'm always very white, but yeah. It's fine. That's the job. Hope it's okay for you. So yeah. Nothing really to say. It's the one that I watched the less. I watched like pretty much all the games for every series, but I think I missed 2 games for this one. The one where New Jersey win the game. So maybe this one. I check out the highlights and all the stats and all that to know what happened. And I watch also, I really like the hockey guy. Gives you a good idea of what happened in the game. So yeah, I didn't feel like New Jersey had a real was that perfect in this game either. But it was clearly probably their best one, so that's why they win. Yeah, whatever, but I don't feel like it was a real matchup. I feel Montreal Washington was a better series than this one. I don't know, maybe it's just I was not that interested in this one. Maybe that's why. Didn't put much attention to it. That might be it too. But I think the conference finals are the conference semifinals, are gonna be so good. And I think that proves one point. Yes, there's some teams that were eliminated in the first round that played against other teams that should have maybe won the Stanley Cup. Think about Tampa Bay. I think about Colorado here. And the Kings were pretty good. I don't think they were like necessarily had a big chance at the cup, but they had a decent chance. But right now, I'm looking at those 8 teams left. Even Toronto with their past, I do think that all these teams have a great chance of winning the cup. That's why, even if you change the format, there's so many good teams. I think there's at least 10 teams that can win the Stanley Cup each year out of 16. So any rounds, you're going to have some big matchups. Winnipeg, Dallas for the Central Division Final. Vegas and Moncton for the Pacific Division Final. Toronto, Florida for the Atlantic Division Final, and Washington, Carolina for the Metropolitan Division Final. That is crazy good, man. That's some matchups. Honestly, now that my team is not there anymore, even though I like Edmonton, I'm gonna say it. I really like Edmonton. Yeah. I'm happy it turned out this way. Honestly, it's gonna be so good. All games are gonna be crazy good. Oh, that's something, guys. Oh yeah. The first round was great, I think. Not the best one that I've seen, but a pretty good first round. But the second round, I think it's gonna be even better. That's gonna be great. I just hope some teams won't have like their curse. That's gonna play. That's gonna plague the team and just make them go take some vacations a little bit too soon. Like Winnipeg with Ilabok or Toronto with Toronto. Man, even Washington had some difficulties in the playoffs, you know? So, yeah. And I hope the goalies in Mountain won't make the series too easy for Vegas. But still, this McDavid and Draisaitl, if they decide, no, who cares? We're going to win. It's going to be hard for Vegas. So, what are my predictions? I have a... Well, of course, I didn't put it right here. In a sec. I always do my predictions with my father on a piece of paper that I prepare for playoffs. We count points. There's a winner at the end, and my dad is happy because he always wins. Even though I'm the one who's following the more what's going on in the other teams out of Montreal. So sometimes when you know less, you just go with a feeling and you're better at predictions. That's life. So, what are my predictions? Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I had one perfect prediction, I think. Yeah. But the team's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad. Not bad. It's only the only matchup that is different than what I was expecting is Toronto and Florida. I might go a little differently than what I said in the bracket challenge. It's going to be different, you know. It's not a catastrophe, but depending on what happened in a certain series, or sometimes you have a feeling that okay, no, this team might win. The only thing that I'm not going against, and that's why I'm gonna start with that series, is the fact that I choose one team to win the Stanley Cup, and it's the Winnipeg Jets. If it was not the case, I would choose Dallas. Honestly, I think Dallas right now, out of all these teams, especially that since Robertson and Iskanen should be ready for game 1. They were able to beat Colorado without Heiskanen and Robertson. I think out of all the 8 teams, I think Dallas has the most chance to win the Stanley Cup right now. That's the team I'm like, I got a feeling. You know, there's every year at some point you have, yeah, I would like to see them win, but I have a feeling this one's gonna win. And you kind of see it in the way the team plays and all that. And I don't know why, but Dallas, with the way the series against Colorado was played, it was a really tough one for them. But the way they finished that series, I have a feeling. I have a really good feeling for them. I don't know. I'm looking at all the teams, and I don't have that same feeling for any of them. But I said Winnipeg. would win the Stanley Cup. So I'm gonna stay with that. I'm gonna say Winnipeg in 7. So I'm gonna write it because I use paint. So I'm gonna choose them to win. And we're gonna say 4-3. That's my prediction. There we go. Winnipeg's gonna win in 7. I might do the numbers here for Vegas and Edmonton. Let's go with them. Actually, well, Eilebuck, I think the end of the game, he was pretty solid. He did some great saves. Even though Winnipeg was really just always on the offensive zone, in the offensive zone, I think Eilebuck did his job at the right time in that game. It was a tough start for him. He allowed like 2 goals on 4 shots, and the third one was not that great of a goal to allow. I thought Morrissey was playing a little... He was not that great. And then I didn't realize, for some reason, maybe I was not listening when they said on TV, but at some point Morrissey did quit the game. I don't know if he's going to be available for game 1. I haven't seen anything about that. But yeah, 2 of the goals, Morrissey did a poor coverage defensively. And I was wondering why, because he's first and foremost known for his offense, but he's still good defensively. He's a pretty solid all-around defenseman. So I did not understand what was going on there, but yeah. When I saw that, oh, he's not even in the top 5 of the players that play the most in the game, I was wondering, oh, he probably just had a really bad night and the coach decided, okay, we need to play these defensemen more. Yeah, no, he was hurt. Ah, okay, that explains a lot for me. Yeah, I was following, but yeah, I was thinking about something else probably at the same time. But yeah, the way the game ended, the way that Eilebuck was good when he needed to be good, I think might be a good sign for Winnipeg. Like I said, I think Dallas gonna win, but I said Winnipeg would win the cup. So this one, it's not like, oh, I think this team's gonna really win. It's more of a, yeah, I said something at the start. I'm gonna stay with that, even though I don't think that's gonna be the case. Vegas, Edmonton. I don't trust the goalie, but I think Edmonton have such a good... They really have a good team. I don't know. I don't think Ekholm's going to be there. I don't think so. I think they said that he would miss the second round too. So, yeah. I think Draisaitl and McDavid are going to be able to take the team and just push it. They won like 4 games in a row. And not only by themselves, which is a good thing. Pickard is just fine, but I don't know if they need more than that. Do they need a really great goaltender? I don't think so. If they had like a Corey Crawford goaltender, not an elite one, but just a good, solid goaltender, that would be enough for them. They don't need like a Vasilevsky, you know? They just need a solid goaltender that can do the job. And Skinner, last year he did the job from game 4 to game 7 of some series, but he was so bad. This year, they probably start with Pickard, but I don't know if Pickard's gonna be enough. Vegas has such a complete team. Defensively, offensively, they don't have like a... Eichel is very good, Stone are very good, but they don't have right now a point per game guy in the playoffs. Eden Hill is my interrogation, but I think he's still much better than anybody in Edmonton. I think the way that Vegas plays might be an issue for Edmonton more than... It's been 4 years, so of course I think Edmonton is a very good... LA is a good matchup for Edmonton. Yeah, I'm gonna take Vegas. I'm taking Vegas and 7. I still think that Edmonton will be able to push it to Game 7, and I think Skinner's gonna play some games, which is probably why Vegas gonna end up winning. But yeah, you know. Yeah, so we're gonna see Winnipeg and Vegas in the conference final, which I said would be won by Winnipeg. So Winnipeg's gonna be in the final and gonna win the Stanley Cup. That's what I said. Do I think it's gonna happen? Absolutely not. But if it happened, though, I'm happy for them. That's one of the teams that I would be the most happy, I think, if they won the Stanley Cup. Toronto, Florida. I don't think it's gonna be that close. I still go in 6, but the only reason I go in 6 is because of the way they play defensively. I think could be a good they play a lot closer to each other, but when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. When Tanev is not on the ice, that's what it means. If it's Morgan Riley, might be an issue. Yeah, I think Toronto has... I'm not convinced about them at all. I'm not convinced yet. I think Florida has a much better team just in general, defensively, offensively, and in the net. I do prefer Florida everywhere. Toronto has like their big 4. They got some help from the bottom 6 at some point, but I do prefer Florida in every way. I'm saying it's 6 because of the way Berube coaches the team, and I think you still have Matthews, you still have Marner, you still have all these guys. Nylander, Tavares, Nice, Matthew Nice should be in the core 4. If you have to let somebody go to make sure that Nice is one of your... You need to keep him. They let Hyman go, they let Bunting go, they let other players go like that. Keep Nice. Nice is even better than those two, in my opinion. Hyman play with McDavid, so 50-something goal 2 years ago. I don't think it's gonna happen necessarily, but if you have Nice in your lineup for 10 years, this guy is a beast. I'm starting to think he might be my favorite Leafs. I'm starting to think that he's so good. Yeah, he's a fantastic player. If they decide to let him go, please come to Montreal, man. Please. Please. Yeah, no, if I'm the Leafs, I'm doing everything to keep him as long as possible. Marner has a pretty okay series. I think he's pretty good. Matthews is the one that is the most disappointing for me. Nylander, I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest. Normally, he's the guy that don't take a break in the playoffs. This year, he's a little less... I don't know if he's injured, but he plays... yeah, he don't have the same intensity. I don't know if I'm saying it properly or if I'm just using the French word, but he's not as intense as usual. I don't know what's going on with him. Defensively, you know, Morgan Riley is... He was not that bad the last couple of years. I think he was, with Nylander, two of the best players in the playoffs, but right now I don't think he's that great. I don't like his play. I think there's a reason why right now they're using like 5 different forwards on the first power play. And I don't think he's on this. I don't remember seeing him on the power play at all. He's probably on the second unit that I just didn't realize it. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Morgan Riley. I don't think he's playing well right now at all. Thanks Chris Tanev to be there. He's freaking fantastic. Such a perfect match up for Craig Berube. It might have been the best signature in last summer. He's fantastic. Really, I understand why they decided. I don't care what's your age, just take the contract. And the way he plays, he might be still very good at the end. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. Might be a contract that at some point the guy's going to be injured a lot and he will end up just not taking his retirement. That might happen, but for the time he's going to be good, yeah, it's well deserved. Okay, but Toronto, but Florida, I mean, you know, Matthew Tkachuk, Barkov, Bragi, Reinhardt, Marchand. That's so weird. Bennett. All the other guys that were how is his name? I forget his name. Luosterainen? Is that it? That like had Eetu Luosterainen. That has like 3 or 4 points in the last game against Tampa Bay, something like that. It was freaking crazy. Yeah, that guy is. Yeah, they just have a great bottom six. Defensively, they're pretty good. They're gonna miss Ekblad in the first game, but I don't think they care that much. He's pretty good, of course, but like if you watch the first 2 games between Tampa Bay and Florida, they were okay. And did you watch the last game? Yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna have a big big impact. No, 1 game, you're gonna be fine. Next, Washington, Carolina. I said Washington in the Stanley Cup final against Winnipeg, so I'm gonna stay with that. I still think, even if I had choose to say, even though I didn't choose Washington, I think Washington would win that series. I like the way they played. I think it's a style that works for the playoffs. Very a good defensive. They play really well defensively. Offensively, they're really heavy. They're not the fastest. It's not the fastest team, but they play a style of hockey that is so, I don't know, a very heavy way of playing hockey. Defensively, offensively, I like it a lot, and I don't think Carolina is suited up to beat Washington. Even if they go faster, I think they're gonna be stopped. I still think it's gonna go in 7. I think they're still pretty close team. I saw some people say, Washington, they had a challenge. And Carolina, well, they played against another team that was not Montreal. So Carolina is more prepared for the second round than Washington, who just had the training. But like I said, I feel like New Jersey, because of all the injuries, were a worse opponent than Montreal was. Montreal did put a fight, and some players were kind of banged up with Washington. So I don't think it happened that much in Carolina and New Jersey. Maybe I'm wrong, and I didn't, like I said, there's 2 games I didn't watch maybe enough. Maybe the highlights didn't show everything. Maybe the hockey guy missed some things. Like I said, that's my 2 things that I was looking at. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I have a feeling we're gonna have Washington in the conference final, and I hope for I really hope it. I really hope that it happens for that it will happen. Ah man, my English is bad. I hope Washington's gonna be there because of Ovechkin. Yeah, I think he's so good. He's so good. He's so good. Why not? So yeah, my prediction is Vegas against Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg's gonna go in the final, and Florida, Washington, and man, Florida has such a great chance of going to the Stanley Cup final, but at some point, the fact that they've been in 2 Stanley Cup finals might go into account. And because I already said that Washington's gonna go in the Stanley Cup final, I still keep my Stanley Cup final that I predicted at the start. But honestly, if I had to pick and think about it right now, I would say Dallas and Florida have a great chance of going to the Stanley Cup final against one another, and I think Dallas would win. That's my prediction right now. If I was changing it, yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, Dallas in 6 against Florida, I think would be my prediction. But hey, I'm not the one who's changing his mind right now, even though that's what I think, and not my prediction. My official prediction is not what I think is gonna happen. But yeah, we'll see. It's really unpredictable. There's some series that I'm really surprised the way they did go. And like, I had 2 surprised. I was surprised that I was right for Dallas and Edmonton. Honestly, I thought I would be wrong there. I knew there was a good chance that I would be wrong with Ottawa and Toronto. I said Ottawa in 7 because I don't trust Toronto. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, it's still it's very interesting. I like it. I think we have such a great. We're lucky that we have these teams right now in the quarterfinals, semifinals, conference semifinals. Yeah, we're lucky we have those teams there. Really, I think it's like 8 teams that could win the Stanley Cup. Honestly, I do think so. For some reason, you could have an argument for everything teams, and yeah, that's what's great right now. I love the playoffs this year. They're fantastic. So thanks for watching, and I will see you. Of course, tell me in the comments your predictions, and I see you on the next one. Okay, good. Have a good round, second round, and I'll see you for my predictions on the third round. Okay, bye bye.